Is he into me? Does she like me? I can't really tell where I'm at with this person. The conversation seems weird. I'm in my head with this. If you relate to some of the things that I'm blurting out loud, this is a tarot reading to help answer those questions. I'm going to pull cards for your person's energy to get what they're feeling towards you at this moment. This is a general reading, may or may not be accurate for you, but let's just see. All right. There'll be an extended in the description box below. And I also have my own personal thoughts. I'm going to make a monologue video, which is a special playlist series on my main page about how I feel about this topic, because how I feel and what I get from the cards can sometimes be a couple different things. So I'm just going to go off and tell you just my personal opinion, my professional opinion on the matter. But let's just go ahead and pull some cards for, this is probably not going to be a super long reading, pull some cards for this person, just kind of see. So basically what's going to be happening here is you're coming in some kind of situationship, right? You've been texting this person, maybe you went on like a couple dates, and you know, eventually if it doesn't go super well, like if you guys aren't like making that connection, things get weird. The conversation gets weird. It dies out. And you're wondering, like, did I say something wrong? Did I do something wrong? Is it just them? Is there somebody else? What's going on in this type of situation? We've all been there. You're likely there right now. So let's go ahead and draw some cards. I see the sign of Leo in my head. There may be a Leo involved. Okay, could be about ego being involved as well in the situation. Or having willpower and strength, I don't know. All right, so your person's energy here. We got a couple different decks. Those will be listed in the description box. Let's take a look at your person's energy here. What's coming out for your person, this person that is on your mind. And what are they? This is just their energy, right? So then I want to see what they're feeling towards you specifically. What are they feeling towards you specifically? What do they got towards you specifically here? Observe, blockage, mind. Alrighty. And from the tarot, I'm going to do another shotgun. I don't have the autofocus set up, so I gotta hold it like right in front of my face. Let's see what's coming through the tarot. What's this person feeling about you? All right, we're gonna do the past, present, future actually. So past, let's do the present, and let's do the future there. All right, the rest of the cards are gonna be for the present as well. Actually, let's do this, past, present, future. We have so many things to dig into. I'm actually really excited for this reading. So taking a look at just some energies that came out from the Prism Oracle, we got rejection coming up in reverse if you want to count that. It's personal preference. Clarity, and we also have abundance. So, okay, I'm going to say that first of all, we're dealing with a theme. All right, so first of all, I feel like we're dealing with a theme of rejection here with this person. So this person's likely, so I want to say that their behavior towards you in this situation, towards love, towards romance, is going to be based in a fear of rejection. All right, now that can manifest in all types of attachment styles. So there could be like avoidant, there could be anxious attachment, disorganized, right? You got to know the psychology behind this stuff. That helps with the spiritual concepts as well. These are psychological definitions and terms. Now, I don't want you to diagnose or label people, but you can look at traits and learn from them. People are a collection of traits. They are not a single diagnosis. They're not a single list from a website, okay? They're not a narcissist. They have these traits that make up a narcissist, and they're highly likely narcissistic because of these traits, but these things can change. People can change, and people are a hot pot of these different traits, usually. Some people can be a little bit by the book, but you know what I'm saying here is that any of their behavior is going to be based in this fear of rejection, which is extremely normal, because rejection is scary. And that's because a long time ago, I guess, when we were like dinosaurs, if we got rejected, we would die because we wouldn't find food or something from our dinosaur friends. All right, so then we have abundance and clarity coming out. I feel like they're not seeing clearly. They don't see clearly. And because of that, there is a lack of abundance. Abundance in this case, I want to say, is going to be them feeling good about the connection, them feeling good about themselves. So I feel like their fear of rejection is leading them to not seeing things clearly at this time in the relationship. So I guess a better way to put it is this person doesn't see their worth. I do feel that it's personal, and I do feel it's about their worth. You might ask, well, maybe they just don't see the worth in me or the connection. By proxy, yeah. If they don't see their worth, then of course they're not going to hold value in a connection, right? Even if it is a valuable connection, like they might register that it's something that they want. That could be the case. We'll see what the tarot say. That'll be more specific to that kind of stuff, how into you basically they are. And I'm going to be brutally honest with you here, so I'll tell you what I get. But more so, this is just a general sense of like how they operate. I mean, you know, we have that fear of rejection coming up, and then just kind of like, do I see my own worth? Do I see my own value? You know what I mean? And it's kind of like, no, there's not a lot of clarity with that. You know, even as the train, I don't know if the microphone picks it up, screeches by in the background, kind of showing that there's a lot of noise or distraction or that lack of clarity there. Which is interesting because from the Poesis cards, we have observe, we have blockage, and we have mind. So I feel like, again, and this comes up in collective readings from time to time lately, so I think this is something a lot of people are dealing with, which makes sense, because if it was somebody who was straightforward, you wouldn't need tarot readings for it. Observe, immediately I see this person taking a step back, still watching your stories, still interacting with you likely on social media, watching you or thinking about you, observing you. You know what? There's no other way to put it. They're just watching on the socials. But I don't think they're going any further. And there's a lot of reasons somebody watches. Just right off the bat, because they want to keep tabs, because they want to know what you're up to. They want to know if you're still available or not, even if they're not ready to make that move. It could just be that they care so little and they're just so habituated to flipping through stories that you're just one of the ones that they flip through. It honestly could be something like that. There's a lot of reasons why these people do these things. And you could try to fill in the blanks, even with the tarot card reading. That could be very helpful. But at the end of the day, and I'll get into this in my monologue, regardless of what comes out here, what you have to ask yourself is hanging on to this connection healthy for me? How can I get finality? How can I find out for sure from this person? And that comes from asking them, basically. So anyways, there's that observation, watching through social media. Then we have blockage in mind. You know, you can make of that what you want to make of that. But again, I feel that this person has these mental blockages that are keeping them from opening up or moving forward. And this is just really teasing me to want to move into the tarot. So let's just move into the tarot. Okay, from the past, we get the Seven of Pentacles. And I'm going to clarify that a little bit with the Eight of Swords and the Nine of Pentacles. So I'm automatically feeling like they were moving very quickly, but they're starting to think that they were moving too fast, so they slowed down. The color purple is really jumping out to me for some reason. I don't know exactly why, but it feels very strong just looking at it, like it fills the room for me with purple. For some reason, I don't know. Strange. I don't know if that has like a synchronicity for you and your person's relationship in the recent past or what. I see them putting a lot of value and a lot of weight, a lot of effort into the relationship. So I feel like they were very into you. They expressed a lot of connection here, but they were doing it blindly. So they weren't really thinking. They were just acting, I want to say, like in the pure moment of how they wanted to be, and how they wanted to be was very expressive, very into you. But then for some reason I see them being very held back by the way that they were being expressed, becoming very held back, not seeing something clearly. I'm going to clarify that. Doubts sprouted up in their mind like crazy. So it's like, I feel like defense, basically in the recent past, defenses were lowered and there was a lot of affection. There's a lot of warmth coming from this person, and it's almost like this person knew that this would happen. Doubts crept in, and these doubts really kind of mess with you guys. I feel like mess with the relationship. Doubts. So the root of everything, I feel like, for this person is that fear of rejection. But we're getting a lot of doubts in the recent past. Current energy, what we're getting right now. We get the Emperor and we get Strength. I feel like this person's into you. I feel like this person likes you. 5 of Wands, 4 of Wands, 2 of Swords, and the World. It's like open, close. But right now, I feel like their current energy, as I read it at the time of this reading, there's an openness towards you. There's a wanting to open up to you. And we even see that with the 4 of Wands, that door. And yet attached to that still, I feel like these are the uncertainties. These are the doubts that are coming forward from this person. And it's almost like they're kind of thinking or debating, do I want to start that new chapter and take a risk and take a chance? I'm almost getting full energy from the World. Or do I want to keep things how they are, which is to kind of let things fizzle away, or to kind of let, to just continue to observe, I want to say, which almost feels like let you do your thing to see if you come to them. Seeing like an owl, sticks, bundles of sticks, birds flying, but it felt like an owl, almost like a white owl. High Priestess coming out, which is a very white card. The 5 of Swords and the 5 of Pentacles. How easy is it for you guys to read each other in this situation right now? 4 of Swords and the 9 of Cups. I feel like you guys are reading each other's positive intentions, but that's like a telepathic thing. That's not something that you could necessarily prove, and that can also lead you to delusion land if you're not correct, right? Looking up things like limerence could really help and stuff like that. But the cards are kind of saying, hey, like, you guys are reading each other's wishes. You guys are reading each other's aspirations. So like what they want, if you kind of have a good sense for what they might want out of the situation, you're likely reading that accurately, and they're likely understanding what you want out of the situation. But because it's not solid, hard evidence, you'll talk yourself out of that. You'll be like, no, they don't actually like me, or they don't actually want that. And then you'll step back from making the move. I feel like that's what this person's kind of doing right now. Because the High Priestess, again, is showing me that kind of like telepathic vibe, that kind of like, yeah, I do feel this person. I do understand this person. I know this person's intentions. But I feel like your person then takes a step back. There's a feeling of having made a mistake in this connection as well. Somebody feels like they made the wrong move and they want to correct that. It's likely your person, but that could also be you. The energies could definitely get a little bit construed or like reversed here. There's a feeling of I needed to walk away from this. I needed to take space. But it happened at a moment where somebody's second guessing that moment that they did that. What I'm really getting here as I go into these current energies really strongly is that there's a lot of analyzing and thinking about the present moment's intentions between each other. And it's kind of like you guys almost both know that you're interested on like a psychic, telepathic level, but you're talking yourselves out of it. Kind of like, I don't think that person could actually like me. And again, that goes back to low self-worth, fear of rejection, stuff like that. Of course, if you don't have a lot of value in yourself, even if somebody's shouting at you, hey, I like you, you're going to be like, well, they don't really like me. And then you're going to like, or you're, maybe they're afraid or you're afraid that they won't like you or you won't like them. right? Once you get to know them, once they get to know you. So there's that wall that goes up, but I don't think it's necessarily that. I think it's more of kind of like talking yourself out of thinking that this person likes you. I think your person might be suffering from this a little bit. There's definite issues here in communication. Hopefully I'm being clear with this. Unlike you guys. No, I'm just playing. King of Wands shows initiative, the Magician, and the Three of Wands. So, again, going back to wanting finality here, there's just a lot of confusion and a lot of fear of finding that finality. I feel like don't be afraid to take initiative and really find out the deal. I mean, that's even the topic of what I wanted to talk about in the monologue video. And that's funny that it's coming out here because it's just like I'm on that wavelength right now with whatever this reading, or for whoever this reading wants to go out for, which is probably a lot of people, I feel like, that are in these types of situations. I'll make it real easy to understand. Don't be afraid of being rejected. It's not the end of the world. And if somebody rejects you, they were never your person. Simple as that. This makes space for your person to come into your life. In order to get finality in a situation, it takes one of two things. You messaging them and getting that finality. Or if you don't want to do that, you walk away from them completely. Or if you don't want to do that, you wait. And that could be breadcrumbing for a very long time because you don't know with this person, right? So you have three options. I don't recommend waiting. I recommend either walking away, or if you think it's worth it, finding out what the hell, because listen, if somebody likes you, then if you approach them and you're like, hey, I like you, or hey, I want to know what's going on with us, they're gonna tell you, I like you, or hey, I want to see where this goes. Right? That's the nature of, if you like someone, then you don't want them to leave, right? Because we all have that innate fear of rejection. Yeah, I don't know. Just that. I feel like finality is needed in this situation. I'm just gonna, I feel like all the stuff that I was gonna put in the monologue is just coming out in this video. So let me just like go into what I wanted to talk about a little bit. Was that topic of, it was like 2 videos ago or 3 videos ago. And I mentioned this taboo subject, which I'm mentioning here again, right? Of, I think you will be the one to reach out. I evidently intuitively said this during the reading. I don't remember, what the fuck's coming out in these readings. I just go. But I said that at one point. I was like, okay, I feel like you're going to be the one to reach out. I was talking to you, the viewer. You probably remember if you watched that reading. The backlash in the comments was incredible. The amount of people that said, fuck no, I'm not going to be that person to reach out, TAROVERSE. And there were like thousands of likes on that comment. And there were so many more comments with like a lot of likes. I was like, okay, you guys really aren't reaching out, are we? But why? Why is it so scary or hard to reach out to somebody that you're investing 20, 30, 40 minutes, maybe 10, 15, $20 for a membership to find out about this person, to get more information? Investing time in something, your time is the most valuable asset that you have. What you invest your time in speaks loads about you, what you respect about yourself, everything. So to invest your time in a tarot video about a person that you really like shows that you really care about that person, because that's what you're investing your time in. If you're investing your time in that person, you deserve finality. It's not a bad thing to reach out. It's vulnerable, it's scary, yeah, but get the finality, see what's up. Close that chapter. You might be pleasantly surprised, or you may feel like absolute shit and want to cry for a week, but at least you won't be in that limbo state, which can last for years, people, years, without finality. Years, you could be like that. Some of you have been. Do you want to be like that though? Make space to move on and find what is right for you through that finality. Or some of you will find that you've just found your new partner by showing them that you're interested. Or you can wait for them. But slippery slope, waiting. And I don't really ever recommend it too much on my channel. If you want to wait, I think you should set time limit. And after that time limit, you move on. You don't let yourself ruminate on that person. You don't daydream, you don't hope, you cut that cord. That's it. So that's what I'm kind of getting here. Let's pull a couple energies from the zodiac. See what we're getting. Virgo. I like that as an energy. That doesn't mean that this has to be your sign in the reading. Now you guys get really caught up. Oh, you pulled Virgo. This must be for Virgos. No, it's not. This is general energies, just kind of dictated by symbology of the signs. If it happens to be that you're a Virgo or your person's a Virgo, more synchronicities for you. But let's do 2 here. All right. Cancer's been in like every reading. Just throwing that out there. Sag has been pretty much in the readings too. Bottom is Libra, Gemini at the top. Libra and Gemini, I feel like this is a balancing act. The bottom energies and the top energies. Definitely this is about balance between 2 people. But let's talk about what we have on the table. Virgo wants you to look at the facts, be straightforward, be blunt, analyze it, maybe write it down if that helps you, but like look at things from a very clear-cut point of view. That's going to help you quite a bit. Cancer, especially coming out in the reverse, maybe relying a little bit too much on emotions. I know when you have that telepathic connection, when you're really just intuitively understanding the other person, it can get emotional. But some boundaries could be helpful with that, as well as, even if you do have that type of connection, you can't let it mean something. Like, still you want to get finality, basically, is what I'm saying. Instead of just waiting because you can feel that they're coming, or this reader's, saying this or saying that. We also have Sagittarius. Sagittarius wants you to be authentic as well. You want to be your true self with that person. And if you can't be, then they're not your person. But don't be afraid to be your true self, with them or about this. Sagittarius is a star. You got to look at yourself like that and present yourself like that, and if that person doesn't like you for who you are, then why are you wasting your time on them, right? Again, if somebody likes you and imagine you really like someone and they come to you and say, hey, I like you. You're not going to reject them. You're not going to lie to them. You're going to be like, yeah, I like you too. I think a lot of you might find out that there's just a lot of miscommunication here, and there's somebody here that wants to make it work with you. For the future, that's going to be in the extended. I don't know how long that'll be. We got a couple cards here. We will see where this goes into the future. Description box below. Thank you so much for coming to this video. I'm sure a lot of you will have comments about it. That's great. Take care.